Ask Riley now on the show. You ask, she answers. She's lived her life completely out of order, has found her happy ending. I'm bringing producer Eric for this. Eric, good morning.
Good morning.
Today's question.
Hi, Riles.
Hello.
I gotta say, I think it's really cool how far you've come in life and how you share it with us. I was wondering, did you have to go to school for broadcasting? Did you learn on the job? My parents are pressuring me to stay in college, but it's so expensive and I feel like school just isn't for me. I'd love any advice you can give. Thanks, my man.
My man.
So, no, I didn't technically go to college for radio. Like, I went to college and I was studying communications, but I was really focusing at the end there on sign language interpretation, which is funny because, not actually speaking out loud. But I was just kind of farting around in school, and I got the ultimatum from my mom, and she's like, you either have to get something together or you have to get out. So I had to go big or go home. And I was like, well, I'll get an internship at this 93.3 FLZ. And at the time, I didn't know that was like one of the biggest radio stations in the country. Yeah. I just knew that I liked to listen to their music, and I grew up listening to it. So I went there, and I say that like college wasn't for me, but those first years in radio were my college because I slept on that radio floor. I literally like slept there. Yeah. Like I would get there, my day was like I would go to my day job and then I would get there at 3. I would go through Kane's logs and fix everything that was bugged. I would basically just kind of sit around and be like, what do you guys need me to do? I didn't get paid for that part. But then I would help with the night show and do like calls, and I would do all the emails and stuff. And then I would do the board opping for the party. Then I would go there the next day. I would just basically be there all day. So then when I would sometimes have like overnight shifts, I would be there until 1, 2, go home, take a nap, and then be back at the station at like 7. So it was like my entire existence was the radio station for the better part of a year. And I honestly, like, I wouldn't take back any one day of it. I loved that grind. I loved having the energy of a young person to like do all of that. I don't necessarily know that you need college to figure out what you want to do. And I know that might sound like, you need an education. Well, depends on where your education is and where your passions lie. Because I was great at school. I was really good with grades, except for math. But it just wasn't for me to sit there behind a book. I needed like to be on the job and to be in it. And, here we are 19 years later. So, I mean,
awesome.
Those first years were like really pivotal to who I am as a person, like what I have hoped to achieve and everything. So I think there's the thing, like when I got into the internship, my mom was like, oh my God, this is going to be a bunch of hooey and I need a solid career. Like she wanted something like with a 9 to 5 paycheck. And when she called the guy that was setting up the internship, she's like, I need to know how this is going to benefit her. And he gave some really good advice to my mom. He goes, well, she'll get out of it what she puts into it.
Sure.
So there you have it. Do I think you definitely need college to be successful? No. But I think you need a plan, and I think you need real drive, and you really need to like know where you're going to go if you don't want to do it that way.
I also had too, trade schools should be way more popular than they are. Like learning a trade, like learning HVAC, like that's good money to make there. Yes, Eric?
So I did go to a radio trade school.
Did you really?
And I do have a degree in radio from MC. So I'm the only one in
Not
here.
only that,
That's
Eric,
hilarious.
you're in the Hall of Fame.
I am in the Hall of Fame.
You are. Listen,
So
I
there
once
are
had the pleasure of going to Montgomery College, and I was doing an event there.
Yeah.
No, I went to the radio station, and on my life, you go there's a Sciences Hall of Fame. Who's in there? Eric and Michael Jackson. The only two people in you're a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
I think it's great.
There you go.
I think it's great. So if you have a question for Ask Riley, the DMs are open at Riley Couture.